What's going on, guys? I'm Icy Rhythms. Welcome back to another video. And in this one, we're going to talk about two in September. There's probably a couple of games that I'm forgetting, whether they're bigger or smaller games, indie titles, something like that, that also look interesting. But the two biggest in September, I think, are Gears of War 5 and Borderlands 3. Now, with Borderlands, the thing is this. It's going to be exclusive to the Epic Store for at least the first 4, 5, 6 months. And my thing is, I almost immediately had my regrets about getting World War Z on the Epic Store. So I'm sure some of you are thinking, yeah, but didn't you buy World War Z on the Epic Store? It had less to do with the game being exclusive or even the very poor business practices that you can see Epic pulling right out of their ass, but more about the community just didn't seem to be there for very long. I'm sure that there's still some sort of a community going. All games have at least a really tiny community, but in terms of like just being the least bit relevant for the store, outside of Fortnite, I mean, I don't know a lot of games on the Epic Store that are that relevant. So I'm just thinking to myself, you know, I had my regrets about buying that game a week or two after I bought it. It's a great game. There's a lot of great things about it. It's well optimized. I think they just need a lot more happening in World War Z. There needs to be a lot more going on, a lot more content. They probably need some new heroes. They definitely need some new campaigns, different things like that. A lot more guns to choose from. Some things about the upgrade system and whatnot need to be changed. But I almost immediately had my regrets about buying that game. So I know Borderlands is a different beast, right? Borderlands 2 was an amazing game. The original Borderlands was a great game. Borderlands is really the only game that Gearbox has that people actually care about at this point, but with them being very questionable for quite some time after Borderlands 2, I have to wonder, is this game actually going to be any good? Did they just get lucky with Borderlands and Borderlands 2? But I think that it will be good, but I think also with the backlog that I have, other new games that I have interest in, I think at this point I'm 70-30 on just waiting for it to hit Steam and then waiting for a couple of my buddies that I know game on PC and will not buy games on the Epic Store for anything. So I think Borderlands 3 is unfortunately going to have to wait, most likely, unless I can get two like die-hard people that I know are going to buy it on the Epic Store. The game is like super well optimized and looks great, runs great, doesn't really have any issues, even with Denuvo tied to it. That's not a big deal for me. I know that's a big deal for some. Oh, it's Denuvo now, I'm not buying it or whatever. The few Denuvo games that I have played haven't really given me a lot of issues, even after they've removed Denuvo. Like, little to nothing changed. So that's never really been a big deal for me, and it'll probably still have Denuvo by the time it hits Steam. And even if it doesn't, as long as it's a well-made game, a well-optimized game, I just couldn't care less. And then we're left with Gears of War 5. I've always been, I would say, a pretty big Gears fan. I would say I'm more of just kind of an average, we'll see what they do kind of fan in the last 4 or 5 years. I thought Gears of War 4 was great. I still think that's one of the better titles this generation. Is it top 10? No. Is it top 20? Maybe. Certainly in the top 30. Visually it still looks amazing, but I'm not as big on Gears as I used to be. And I want this to be really good. In particular, I want the campaign to be really good, but it's looking like the campaign may last like 8 to 12 hours maybe on average, just by what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing. That's a problem for me. I was hoping for more of a close to 20 to 25 hour thing. I know that's probably expecting too much from Gears, but that's what I was hoping for, and I know a lot of the people that buy Gears buy it for the multiplayer. I'm also one of those people, but I've also enjoyed the campaigns for these games. It's just a shame that in 2019 it's looking like we're going to get another, kind of not very lengthy Gears of War campaign. I wish they would just make a Gears of War game that was all campaign. That would be great for me, especially with my tastes and just how I game these days, that would be excellent for me. So if I buy one of these games, it's looking more and more like it's going to be Gears of War 5, and I will have the opportunity to try it, and try it quite a bit before I buy, because I do have Game Pass Ultimate currently. My current payment, I forgot to cancel. It went through again, and I'm like, well, Gears does come out at the beginning of next month, so I guess I can check this game out for a couple of days and then decide whether or not I want to buy it. I'm sure the multiplayer will be a lot of fun. Is execution still a thing on Gears? Someone can help me out in the comment section. Probably Gears is going to be that game, and if not Gears, then probably neither one for quite some time. I'll buy Borderlands 3. If it's a great game and it's well optimized, I'll buy the collector's digital edition or whatever on Steam, or even Gears for that matter. If it's even better than everyone is thinking, I'll get one of the better versions of the game. But it's just not, right now, I'm not terribly interested in having either one of those games, especially Gears 5, and not because I'm not excited for the game. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of hype for it right now. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're going to make a really strong push in the last week or two before the game releases, but I'm just not seeing it. Doesn't seem like tons of people are really excited for Gears of War 5. Anyway, I do appreciate you guys watching. You guys have always been great. The continued support from longtime fans, new fans, some people that have been around somewhere in between all of that. I do appreciate the support. Those who really enjoy my content, I do appreciate it. It seems like you guys really like the reviews, and there will be more. I would like there to be a lot more, but unfortunately I never reached a point on YouTube where I can make this like a full-time job or even like a reliable part-time job. So unless I kick off like a Patreon or something, it's going to be hard for me to kick out a ton of reviews, because there's just other things I need to be doing. Usually I'm working 6 to 7 days a week. Every now and then I'll get my 5 days and then my 2 days off or something. Like this week I am going to get 2 days off, and maybe I can kick out another video or something for you guys in that time. We'll have to see. Definitely going to stream on Twitch at least once between now and then, so you guys can check that out. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch. Links for those in the description. I have considered switching to Mixer at some point, and I have my own reasons for that, and there's also my own reasons why I haven't done it yet. So there's a lot of different things going on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My last review is The Last of Us. Be sure to check that out. I'll put a link in the description. And thank you guys for watching, man. You guys take care. Have a good rest of your weekend. Peace.